Hello again, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another game of Changeling the Lost in the Shadows of Austin venue. Today, there is a unique event at the Goblin Market. It's an auction where they are selling off to the highest bidder a unique item, a unique thing, perhaps a unique concept, a Fey title. No one knows the name of the Fey title, who it belongs to, the power that's inherent to it, the form it could take, but everyone knows something is for sale. Currently, there are changelings from gathered throughout the area, some that you don't even recognize in this small room. There's hobs as well of all kinds passing around trays of cheese taken from head beasts and drinks made of liquids that you would swear tasted like the fond memories of youth on a summer day. And it is in this miasma of trade, negotiations, and high society that our changeling players find themselves. The market location is, again, the goblin markets themselves, but a part of it that is little used. An auction house looking like something taken out of the 1800s with gas lamps, wood stage. There's rows of plush, velvety seats made from the finest hairs of some creature that you likely don't want identified to you. Overhead is the chandelier of candles, teeth, and glittering gems. Many of the people who are talking and mingling outside are just waiting for the final moments for things to begin, as security is making sure to keep a watchful eye. Please, describe your characters and how you're coming into scene.
Burke is conservatively dressed, and he's going to be hanging out near the back of the auction. He's watching all of the other bidders more than keeping his eye out for when they bring out the prize item. He smells trouble on Fey titles and wants to make sure that the freehold does not end up compromised from whoever wins this.
It's an interesting situation that you find yourself in. There's so many people here, it's hard to keep track of them all. Considering he is purposely spying on them, he's going relatively unnoticed, as most winter courtiers do. However, there's just too many people to track any one of them in particular. Sorry, to do anything more than track one of them in particular. Just hundreds. And he didn't even realize there were hundreds of Fae in the area.
Charlemagne is here. Uh, um, Not really sure he what he's bringing with him, but he's definitely bringing it. He has pretty much spoken with a few of the monarchs to see what their wishes were, and he is on the way, sitting in the front, so you could get a good look at what's happening, what's going on. Does he recognize anyone in particular?
That will require a roll, but first you have you were given a nice suit by Penelope for today. You are sitting there with your gift, however, that she has presented you with something that will help you achieve the goals that you wish to today, help
Mhm.
you achieve your heart's desire. And what is better for someone who, especially something that you don't plan on giving away, you have in your hands a tablet. One of those like stone and chisel type tablets. But you have been assured by Penelope will function for you the same way a digital tablet does. You have your stylus, which is a chisel,
Mhm.
but no hammer to pound on it.
Okay.
And as you wait there to learn what in particular it does, both of you can give me rolls to see if you can identify any major players. The first roll I require would be a wits plus politics roll to see if you notice any high status or mantle, perhaps, individuals in the crowd.
Does my specialty in intrigue play?
No.
Okay.
That will just be a chance die for me.
Someone needs to buy politics.
Alrighty then.
By the way, don't forget you can type in chance to turn into a chance die.
I'm looking for the changing dice roller.
You have failed your roll. You don't recognize any movers and shakers, with the exception of Charlemagne.
I'd like to spend my inspired condition.
Okay, you have expended your expired condition. Still, please make the roll.
One success.
You have achieved one success on your roll to kind of gaze around. You don't recognize a lot of the people here, but you do recognize some. For instance, the Queen of Coins is here.
Mhm.
You recognize uh, her immediately. The sound of her particular mantle tickling your senses.
Mhm.
After all, you and her have had something of a history at this point.
Mhm.
Additionally, you don't recognize him personally, but you do recognize by reputation a certain individual, kind of taller, white, uh, a bit of an ogreish appearance to him, dressed in a nice suit. That would likely be Christian Eriksen. Reports from so actually no, you did run into him. The people who met him at least at Theodore's shop, they had reported to and described him as being something similar or at least akin to the Winter Court. Beyond
Oh.
that, you recognize Xavier Masters in the audience. His traditional hoodie down, but shades up. He nods at you in passing.
Mhm.
Ava Mabel is here as well. She doesn't look. Why she's here is beyond you, but she doesn't even notice you as she's still going through her vials, containers, side pack, just looking for something.
With that, noticing Mr. Masters, who's going to pull him, see if he can like get his eye attention and sort of like motion to the seat next to him.
Xavier is making his way over, but you do recognize two other major players.
Mm.
Blackhand, the hobgoblin from the markets, known for his shrewd and interesting ways, always able to get the best deal at the situation. He is currently in the audience as well, though he is not in a bidders section. He's on a side area talking with a lot of the individuals who are going to be handling today's affairs, which makes sense given this is a major selling point for the goblin markets.
All right, hold that thought. Be right back.
Okay.
Sorry about that. Had to get the door.
Welcome back. And then there's one other person you recognize, though. Um, you really don't know the name. Just this guy. Sans the red aura around him and glowing eyes.
How's his hand look?
His hand looks stumperific.
Fun.
Consequences of actions taken. That being said, those are the ones you recognize.
Mhm.
Xavier's going to walk over to you. Oh yeah, and of course, as a final one, you notice unless you're trying. Are you trying to actively hide with your character with Burke?
No, I'm just trying to look without drawing attention to myself, but Charlemagne knows me, so he would see me in the crowd.
All right, then you notice Burke.
He would like get up quickly, make his way over to Burke. I just want to personally thank you for the help that you provided when we went and got the dressers. I know I inconvenienced you, so consider it an extension of the spring court. A sign of goodwill.
Thank you. I was glad that I could provide help and make sure Penelope stayed safe.
It's appreciated, but I sort of have to get back. I just wanted to say thank you again.
You're welcome.
Goes back, takes a seat.
Xavier has come over. So you wanted my attention. I'm here.
I want you to sit next to me. That's why I called you over here.
I'm not sitting this close to this stage. Not with what they're selling.
Any particular reason?
If what they're selling is real, I might jump out and bite you.
You don't think they're betting on that? I wasn't making a pun. He smiles.
I take nothing for granted when it comes to these folks. They're not as honest as my shop is, as you know.
He does even dignify that with an answer.
Haven't seen you around. Not interested in the gambling scene yet?
It's not that I'm not interested in gambling. It's just that other things have a bit more of a pressing matter. Making sure that we can all, deal with issues and problems.
I see. Well, I don't. After all, I prefer the way that the dice fall more than I prefer actively looking. Let them come to you, I say.
Gotcha.
But yeah, I'm going to be sitting a few rows back, if you don't mind. Something about keeping my head on my shoulders. We don't all walk around with Bugattis, after all.
Oh, you heard about that?
Trust me, I hear everything going on in this city.
That a fact.
Well, I run the best gambling scene in town. You should stop by. Maybe you'd learn something from us.
I'll take you up on that.
Wonderful.
Again, thank you.
Welcome. Nod and walk to the back.
Mm-hmm.
That being said, if you guys would like to give me a wits plus socialize roll, you can get kind of a feel for not necessarily the who's who, but who has the most to spend. After all, that can be a little difficult to assess when you're at a goblin market.
Oh boy.
All right. That would be a hey, not a chance die, but 0 successes. Would you like to take that as a dramatic failure?
No, not on this one. Something else, probably. This just
So
doesn't sound interesting for dramatic failure.
for Charlemagne's benefit then, looking around the room and trying to identify who has what, it's kind of hard at a goblin market. But you have a couple of good ideas. And the one who has the most to spend is who you expected.
Mm-hmm.
The Queen of Coins herself. After all, she looks like she has quite the purse given the number of goblins who are swarming around her, talking. Is there anything else you two would like to do to prepare, prep, or make a roll to identify?
I would like to make a. Well, being that there's members of the court around, that answers that question. But, hmm. You know what? Um, can, what's investigation what's investigation to figure out who has the most to lose for this, or with
Most
socialized.
who has the most to lose
Mhm.
for this particular auction. Um, I will allow. Yes, go for it. You can make a wits plus socialize to determine that.
Three
Well,
successes.
that's easy. The person who has the most to lose right now would be Burke.
Hmm.
After all, the goblins aren't approaching him, but they're watching him.
Gotcha. I guess I would also ask for a. Hmm. Just sort of keep an eye on, being that I am a notary. Are there any deals happening around me as we speak?
No, no. Security is breaking up anyone who starts making a deal instantly.
Okay.
And they're being very obvious about that.
Okay.
No one is cutting any deals at present, which is an unusual thing to see in the goblin market.
Hmm. Does my tablet look any differently?
Uh, it doesn't yet.
Assuming I'm wearing the suit.
But I hope you're wearing it and not just holding in your arms like suit, and just being otherwise naked. I mean, the goblins won't care, but you
Oh,
don't get your dice bonuses.
that's fair. That's fair. Uh, with
I
that,
have to be explicit about that.
yeah. So with that, I suppose just wait until things pan out.
All right.
At some point before this market starts, I would like to go visit the restroom and use one of my contracts.
Okay. So The first thing you will notice is there are no restrooms here. Um, and then an important question kind of goes through your head: do goblins use the restroom?
That's
Can't be.
very weird. I never considered that before.
Yep. And it you don't know the answer to it, but you do know there's nowhere for you to use the facilities at present.
I am more looking for a mirror. I just figured I could have some privacy in a bathroom.
There's plenty of mirrored surfaces around you.
I'm gonna head off to a spot where I try to draw as little attention to myself as possible and activate portents and visions on the mirror on myself.
All right, portents and visions on the mirror on yourself.
So I have to use a mirror to do it. I can look at my future and I'll see the most important upcoming deal.
So not quite yet. The first thing you have to do is roll manipulation plus occult plus weird. You could, in fact, fail this contract. And we'll see what happens next. Oh, also, when you're activating it, you have to tell me. Do you have the Darkling or Elemental clause?
I do not have either of those clauses.
All right, then make your roll.
And I haven't talked about getting a stack of pictures of myself yet. So
Nope.
I am going to spend a glamour to do this.
Okay.
But that is on my list of things to do.
That is always a good thing to end up getting into your blue book.
Two successes.
2 successes. You succeed. Now, are you going to pick the past or the future?
The future.
You're picking the future. All right. You look into the future, and what you see is. Have you ever seen Harry Potter?
I have.
All right. Do you remember that giant mirror?
Yes.
So you're seeing an image of yourself, and then you're seeing someone walking up behind you, and you can't quite make out their form. But then it kind of comes into stark relief. It's that big, burly guy who's missing an arm. As he grabs you by the head, crushing it like a grapefruit, sending gears and oil in all directions, before then lifting you up by your crushed head, shoving you into his distended mouth and swallowing you whole.
I'm very glad I came in here to look at that because I assumed the deal would be the auction, not getting murdered.
You have now gained the informed condition regarding that.
Okay. I am going to be even more cautious right now. Paranoid, you could say.
Sounds good to me. Are there any other contracts or powers you guys would like to activate? Any people you would like to contact? This is your moment of, hey, things could go terribly, terribly good.
I would like to no phones in the hedge. Guess I have to watch. So yeah. Oh wait.
All right.
Nothing more I can do.
All right. Nothing more you're going to be able to do.
Right now.
What about for Burke?
I will just again try to stay out of sight. I'll keep my eye on that one guy. You said I can track one person. I want to track him if I can find him.
All right. So I take it you're keeping your eye on the guy who you saw in the mirror murder you viciously.
Yep.
I assume it's because he murdered you viciously.
I may have something to do with that, yes.
Fair enough. That is an acceptable reason to do what you're doing. Beyond that, the lights are going dim. Everyone's starting to shuffle into their auction seats. Couple of and so, everyone's moving around, being polite, moving the position. You see a goblin eventually take to the stage, comes out, waddles forward, motions with its clawed hands at the crowd, hand held high. Everyone goes silent. It is quiet. And one of them finally he speaks up. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to our most auspicious occasion. We have for you today a large assortment of goods, services, and exotic items. For those of you who are here for the main event, I beg your pardon, as this will take a moment to get to. We have many things to go on clearance today, sellable for quite the bargain. Takes a minute. Stage opens up to reveal a large number of items. He steps aside so that you can kind of get an accounting of the materials present, looking at things from a strange dresser made out of red oak. You see a cherry wood table. They have like bone china plates stained with blood. Plenty of other oddities and exotic items just passing around. That being said, the auction starts going forward. Few items of interest to the freehold come up. The collected works of supposedly one of the members of the freehold's diaries. Whether that's true or not, you can't be sure. They are not allowing you to look at these items, merely bid from the stage. It's a unique experience given the goblin markets, always something to them. Another item goes up, gently used physical training that has been acquired. And still other stranger things, ranging from memories lost to one's first kiss to apparently a sense of vengeance. Then they start getting to the higher end items, things such as a unique token, a book that can never be opened, a lock that can never be locked, a shield that will protect you from everything except a killing blow. All of these things and more can be found in the Goblin Market today. But they finally get to the main event, building up as they have. Everyone laughing, crying, screaming in anticipation. And all they roll out is a single hair bow, colored white, made of what appears to be some sort of silk strands.
I look at my tablet.
It's letting you know this is the moment. This is the item in question. The text is appearing like chiseled lines across your screen or stone,
Mm-hmm.
letting you know that what they have brought forward is today's main attraction.
Mhm.
We bring forth today an item beyond compare, one that you will never see perhaps again. A fairy lord has been gracious enough to sell his title to the goblin markets in exchange for, well, that remains to be seen now, doesn't it? Those of you interested in the title today, the minimum bidding will begin at 10 years of your life. That will be the minimum bid.
Mm.
For those who have never seen a Fey title before, this Fey title is encapsulated in this hairbow. Should you don the hairbow, you will gain in that moment the power that you have so desperately paid for. The title in question is the Royal of Royals. Those who wish to bid on the Royal of Royals, please begin. Someone in the back immediately raised their hands. 10 years of life. 10 years of life, 10 years of life. Do I hear? And thus the bidding goes through. If you guys would like to kind of simulate this, please give me a description of your bid and a roll, and we'll see how you do.
What would you like me to roll?
So it's going to depend on what you're bidding. Someone who is trying to sell their, for instance, their refined muscles could make a strength plus, I would allow a strength plus athletics roll to display them.
Mhm.
So it depends on the good you are willing to sell.
Mhm. Hmm. So, selling of shit. Um. Hmm. So, anything and everything is for sale, correct?
Anything and everything is for sale, correct?
Hmm. What's investigation? What's awareness or investigations to see who's like bidding currently?
Um, that would be give me actually a perception roll. So I need a wits plus composure to notice, and then add your perception bonus as usual.
Hmm. 2 successes.
All right, 3 successes, and was blah, brain is killing me. Was Burke going to look around?
He's not going to bid, but he's going to watch this guy who is going to try to murder him and see how he's reacting here.
Ah, all right. Give me a wits plus empathy or a wits plus subterfuge roll.
Right.
Let me know what you're using before you roll, though.
Okay. Are they going to get me two different types of things or just
Yep.
resist it differently?
Both.
Can I roll both then?
You can roll both, but not at the same time. So you're gonna have to roll one and then roll the other.
I'll start with wits and subterfuge. And does my perception bonus apply?
It does, but you're going to be penalized by 3 dice.
Okay. One success.
One success on this. All right. He is angry. That is the only thing you have radiating off of him so far is just rage, anger. You know, not even like a healthy anger, not like wrath, but like murderous intent is just flowing from him.
And then the other one?
Yes. You're penalized by 2 on that one.
Same roll then. No successes. I'll take a dramatic failure on this one.
You were looking at him. It is definitely directed at you. It is definitely directed at you right now. And I want you to take the. You're going to be taking a clarity attack at 3 dice.
All right. I have not done one of those yet.
Hooray!
So I assume the first step is roll 3 dice.
Yes.
See if you hit yourself.
Basically, yeah. You want to fail it.
Nah, don't worry. I got 2 successes.
Great. Now you roll your weird minus your 2, since you don't have a clarity damage, to a minimum of 1, and you want to fail again. If you succeed, you take clarity damage.
I did not succeed.
Well, you have the spooked condition until you do.
Okay.
The spook condition means you are not enough to terrify you, but unmistakably otherworldly event, often gained from using a token that's attached to Arcadia. The only way to resolve this condition is for your character's fear and fascination to cause you to do something that hinders the group or complicates things. Good examples are going off alone to investigate a strange noise.
Oh yeah, we use that condition all the time in Werewolf.
So
it's not a fun one to be under.
Yeah, you're a little worried right now. I mean, you did just see yourself die to this guy. One of the people who suddenly throws up a giant bid, a huge bid, would be the Queen of Coins herself. Her hand goes up, and the offer is astronomical. 5 years of life, half my memories, and I will include in there 2 tons of records that are limited edition, one of a kinds. Everyone is gasping at this. In the back, Xavier Masters raises his hands. My casino.
Oh shit.
There is a death glare from the Queen of Coins. She is like back over her seat, just pissed. Christian Erickson raises a hand.
Okay.
Top 10 businessmen of the city. I have all of them right now. Goblins are looking around.
Like anybody is about to raise their hand.
Going once, twice.
Charlemagne
So,
raises his hand.
oh, you get your hand up. Nice. Okay. What does he throw in as a bid?
Um, God. Just so I'm gonna state this. This is the price of getting all that juicy mantle. Sucks. But anyway, I offer half my memories. I also offer the memory of my father.
People are. Let's see how well that goes over. Give
Mhm.
me a. Give me, in your case, a presence,
Mhm.
because you're knocking the floor dead with that one,
Mhm.
plus persuasion roll.
Presence plus persuasion plus anything else.
Uh, well, you're striking looks because you just drew everyone's attention to you.
Mhm. Mm. Looking for the dice roller.
I know, right? It disappears like instantly. It is not resisted, but you are going to be rolling against them. So would you like to spend willpower on this?
I will.
Ah,
Changeling dice roller. So you said presence plus what?
presence plus persuasion
Mm-hmm.
plus I'm going to give you your striking looks because you're drawing attention to yourself,
Okay.
and
One
you
plus
will get an
four.
equipment bonus because you made such a massive bid. And
Okay.
I'm going to give you a +2 to your equipment bonus.
Okay. Okay, so that's four plus that. Plus another three, that's seven. Plus the willpower makes 10. Equipment bonus makes 12. Okay. Two successes.
All right.
I'm out.
So no one's wowed by your particular bid, even though it is a massive one.
Mhm.
Instead, you hear, "Ha! I bid the mind, body, and soul of a captured changeling. I bid Theodore Winchester." Looking back, it is the giant, angry, murder-happy man. And do you have proof that you have access to this changeling at present? You hear the auctioneer call out. I do. Snaps his fingers, and rolled in a cage is a battered, beaten, but still alive Theodore Winchester.
He is the missing winter court
Yep.
courtier, right?
Yep.
I can't match
Great.
that. There's nothing on my sheet that can match that.
I'm looking at my sheet right now.
You have your entire sheet. You could bid yourself. Because you are in physically better condition than Theodore is.
That's an immediate clarity attack, I know.
Burke raises his hand. I bid half my memories, the memory of my family. And I'm not sure how much these things are worth. I assume I got to give something for my sheet as well.
You'd have to give something bigger than someone turning in their entire sheet after being like brutalized.
Yeah, it's
Okay, so I actually
You could the most I think you have on your sheet is bidding yourself unless you have something creative up your sleeve, and I will take creative bids at this point. The tablet is showing, by the way, at this point, information streaming.
What kind of
The information is letting you know that the title belongs to a keeper. Someone's keeper in the freehold. Specifically, Penelope's keeper.
Are you done with your bid, Seamus?
I'm not actually going to bid if I have to give my whole sheet because one of my long-term aspirations is to never be in a cage again.
Yeah.
And I don't have anything clever up my sleeve.
All right. Then the next, there is actually someone who makes another bid. It's Ava.
Where's she bid?
She clears her throat. I'll bid access to the freehold for the next 24 hours.
Charlemagne raises his hand.
What does Charlemagne bid?
One day with that keeper.
Everyone, including the big guy, is now looking at you like you're crazy. You don't need a wit sympathy roll for that. You don't need a wit subterfuge roll for that. No one has been able to keep their. Everyone is looking at you like you just said the words that no one would have expected. Azuki Matsumoto, the Queen of Coins, points the finger at Charlemagne. We had just come to an arrangement. You're not going to do something like that. That's insane. Withdraw your bid. It's not worth dying over.
If that is who I think it is, then every fiber of my being, and if you know tradition, trust, and friendship as I do, and something tells me that you do, I need to do this.
Nicholas Diego appears literally out of nowhere. You have probably, since you hang around people who have a certain contract, you have a probably good idea why you didn't see him before.
Mm-hmm.
His hand is on your shoulder. This isn't right, man. Don't do it. The Freehold needs you.
What choice do we have?
You have my respect. I'll let the monarchs know. You hear in the background, sold to the man in front. Charlemagne of the seasonal courts. Mr. Charlemagne,
Yes,
if you be so kind to come on stage.
I do.
I have been informed by the seller that he does not plan on collecting your debt today.
Hmm.
He will be collecting it within 1 week and 1 day, and will be coming in person to the meeting place of your choice.
Okay.
Please inform by the week and the day the seller. He hands over a polished mirror with this. Merely scribe in paint on it where you will meet.
Understood.
Should this deal be reneged upon, the full weight of the markets and the weird will be enforcing the transaction. The title is yours.
I take it.
The large man missing an arm is now walking towards Charlemagne,
Hmm.
grunting, growling as he approaches. You think you're clever? You think you'll get to keep that?
No, I'm under no such illusion. But I will tell you what I do know. I know that there are others that are willing to not only fight, but to take what is ours with fire and blood.
Oh, I'll take something of yours. Looks around. I'll take something of yours. Eyes narrow in focus on Burke.
Burke will activate Light Shy and get out of here. Darkling Claws.
I assume you're spending the glamour?
Yes.
You're not going to wait 5 minutes as he's approaching you?
I will not.
Okay. I take the hint. He looks angry. Looks like he's frustrated. Turns like he's going to backhand Charlemagne. When you hear the sounds of racking guns and drawn swords all around in the entire auditorium.
There's a gun pointed directly at his forehead. Do it.
You think I'm afraid of you?
No. But trust me, I can make you very afraid.
You're lucky that they're going to let you live, that you have a debt to pay. I'm going to remember this. You took my arm.
And I'll take much more.
He turns and storms away, dragging along the cage with a security detail around it with Theodore Winchester.
How much detail is around him?
Sorry? Oh, how
How
many
much?
people?
How much detail is around him?
His security detail consists of 6 to 7 individuals.
Oh, what's is portaling still active?
You're in the hedge. Yeah, you can portal.
What's the cage made out of? Can I tell?
You have 2 good guesses why Winchester hasn't escaped from it.
Okay. Mm. All right.
All right. The last thing that you learn
Mhm.
as the Pandora's item is fading, you have gotten what you needed from
Mhm.
it. The information that gave you an idea of what to bid.
Mhm.
Nicholas comes up next to you. So you did it.
Yeah, I did it.
Remember, I'm keeping my word too. I found, well, I found more information about the ritual.
Okay.
That's why I was here today. Hands over a large scrap of paper. Looks like a torn page from a book. You can guess which book.
Mhm.
Whatever they did is centered around a keeper's name. And you have a keeper's name.
Mhm.
If we can get Theodore back, I bet there's something we can do with that.
Don't look so glum.
Charlemagne, I feel responsible, like what I did.
Why are you? Don't do that. I'm fully aware of what I'm doing.
You're
I
giving
don't.
up a day of your life.
I am.
I I fully expected them to take you on the spot. I week in the day. I'm sorry. For what it's worth, I'm sorry.
Don't be.
But squeezes your shoulder, nods, and walks out. The crowd is beginning to disperse, leaving Charlemagne alone with his thoughts.
Mhm.
What is Burke doing?
Burke has activated Never Tread and is going to a safe house with the wizened claws.
Forgot, you actually have Never Tread.
I do.
And you're going to a safe house.
Yeah, so
That changes up what I need. I do need you to make a Clash of Wills for me. In this case, your relevant what is your relevant finesse trait in this case? Let me double check.
let me double check. I think they're all 3. Yeah, they are all 3.
That is ironic. Doesn't matter what I pick then. So 3 plus your weird versus whoever is trying to track you.
Can I spend willpower on this?
You can indeed spend willpower on this because you were the one who activated it, so you get to.
I will be doing that. 2 successes.
2 successes. He fails. All right. By activating Never Tread, they
with also the wizened claws.
Right. Well, they had to beat your Clash of Wills for them to even track you down. So,
okay, good.
They don't get rolls to detect something that they're not going to run into because they can't hit those traps. The Wizened Claws is basically you doubling up on your fuck you moment. Oh, you succeeded at your roll. Great. Take damage.
Yeah.
That's that tends to be the end result of that.
Burke is very not good at direct confrontation. He has to come back later for this guy.
Smart. But with that said, I assume Charlemagne's just going to go home?
Yeah, nothing else for him to do.
All right. In that case, Charlemagne goes walking away as Burke makes it to his safe house to plan his plans and plot his day. And when Charlemagne makes it back, Penelope is there waiting with a warm apple pie.
He says thank you anyway, and sort of declines and kind of sequesters himself away.
And with that, thank you players for playing. Thank you watchers for watching. Have a good day.